So I've had quite a few requests from people for me to show them my grow light setup in the workshop, and I got to say it's nothing special, but I suppose that is the point of it. It doesn't cost anything. It works really well. I'm really happy with it. The only thing I'd say is that in summer I still deal quite a lot of seed starting and growing to about this sort of size under grow lights the first few weeks, because I find at home I just don't have a good environment for seedlings in summer. So just by getting them in that kind of ideal conditions under the grow lights, it works really well for me. But it's too hot during the day, so I swap day and night, and so I have the grow lights off during the day and on at night. And because obviously it's cooler at night, the plants don't overheat, and that's kind of with grow lights. The whole trick all the time, in fact, in growing in general, the trick is to get the right balance between heat and light. Too much heat and not enough light makes for very leggy plants, and actually the vice versa. So if you've got, if it's very cold and you've got a lot of light, what you'll find is your plants just, they're flat. They're flat to the ground, so they've got quite a lot of leaf growth, but they're not growing up. But what they're doing is putting good roots down, and that is still fine, I find. And then after a few weeks, of course, they're not leggy at all. Bring them into natural daylight, and they just go crazy, and they grow really nicely, not leggy at all. So if you notice that your flats, that your leaf growth is quite strong, but it's the plants are really, really squat and flat, then maybe it's a little bit too cold, and loads of light but not quite enough heat. So let's take a look anyway at the grow light setup. So this is my little homemade grow light cabinet, and it's just standard workshop racking like I use in the rest of my workshop, and I just cleared this one here, and I obviously took a shelf out as well, and then I just hang my grow lights from the shelf above, and this is the Mars Hydro SP150 grow light, and it's kind of perfect for this space. And I've basically just done the same thing there with the Spider Farmer grow light, and it's not quite oriented as well for this space, but it's not too bad. You still get really good light even at the edges here. The benefit of this grow light is that it's adjustable, and so the brassicas like just a little bit less light than the lettuces, but they're fine. Both of them are fine. There's no real difference I've noticed in the performance between the two. So at the back here, this is just tin foil, and it's just attached to a bit of card. It's just bent around the back there. That just provides a bit more reflection and maybe a little bit more heat insulation, although I don't really worry too much about heat in here, because I'm not starting tomatoes and peppers and things like that in here. It's mainly cool weather crops at this time of year: radishes, turnips, brassicas, lettuces, spinach, all those sorts of things. And because it's winter though, I am putting this cover over like that, and I have it fully vented, and I also prop it up on this little piece of wood here. I find it needs just a little bit more venting than these provide. I'm still top watering everything at this stage, and I'll switch to bottom watering when I move things to the polytunnel. And so it's basically the same story down here. So again, plenty of ventilation. Because I've got no fans in here, I think ventilation is pretty important. I'm only running these lights right now for 12 hours a day, and that seems fine. I'm not in a particular rush to grow these as quickly as possible. I will up the number of hours that I grow for when I need to get more stuff cycled through the grow lights. But right now I've got plenty of space, so I want things growing cool and slow. Plenty of light, not much heat. I keep the water in here so it's the same temperature as the compost, and then I cover up with that sheet. That's a mylar blanket, so that it just hangs down. Just weights it down at the bottom, keeps it nice and neat, and I love that I can see through it. I can see what's going on without having to disturb anything, and then obviously I can just pick it up and put it on the top shelf there. Normally that's full of harvest boxes that are in the kitchen at the moment, so it just slots up here out the way. So that is it. That's my little homemade grow tent. It served me well. So I hope you like that. My name's Steve. This is the Seaside Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.